It was the summer of 1980 when the posters began to appear overnight on telephone poles across Midwestern America. Asterisk asterisk, the Great Meridian Circus, one night only. Asterisk asterisk. The paper looked sun-bleached, but the ink was fresh, the smiling clown printed on every sheet with eyes that somehow followed you as you walked past. In the small farming town of Ravenswood, nobody questioned how a full circus had appeared so quickly on the edge of Route 17. Tents rose like skeletons against the dusk. Strings of bulbs blinked in perfect rhythm. By morning, rumors spread through diners and gas stations, how trucks had rumbled in after midnight, how the animals had made no sound at all. Among those listening was asterisk asterisk Ethan Cross asterisk asterisk, a 19-year-old mechanic's apprentice who'd grown up fixing tractors and dreaming of leaving Ravenswood behind. He heard the talk at the garage where he worked, missing kids in nearby counties, police patrols, parents locking their doors. But the circus was different. It promised color in a grey town, and people were hungry for distraction. That evening, the fields were lit up like day. Families lined the dirt road, car headlights cutting through the fog. Ethan went alone. He said it was curiosity, but maybe it was something darker, the need to see if the stories were true. At the ticket gate, a man in a crimson tailcoat smiled. "Welcome, friend," he said, voice smooth as oil. "Tonight, you'll see wonders you'll never forget." When Ethan handed over his few crumpled dollars, the man's fingers lingered on his wrist, too long, too cold. Inside, everything pulsed with unnatural life. Children laughed under strings of light. Calliope music looped endlessly, just slightly out of tune. The air smelled of sugar and rust. Ethan passed booths where fortune tellers whispered, and clowns juggled glass bottles that never seemed to fall. At the far end, the asterisk asterisk main tent asterisk asterisk loomed, its fabric dark, like dried blood under the lamps. He slipped inside as the show began. The ringmaster stepped into the spotlight, tall, elegant, eyes gleaming behind a painted smile. He cracked his whip, and the audience gasped as acrobats dropped from ropes, fire eaters blew plumes into the air, and trained dogs ran in perfect circles. It should have been beautiful, but Ethan felt something off. Each performer moved with machine-like precision, their faces expressionless between acts. Halfway through, he noticed a small door behind the stage where two stagehands disappeared with a group of children, laughing one moment, silent the next. No one else seemed to see. The band played louder, drowning the sound of footsteps behind the curtain. Ethan's pulse quickened. He told himself it was part of the act, but deep down he knew better. He waited until applause shook the tent and then slipped toward the side aisle. Outside, the air had cooled. The crowd spilled out toward the food stalls, parents buying popcorn, kids chasing each other. No one noticed that a few of them, 3. The next morning, Ravenswood felt different. The bright posters that had made the circus look so inviting now seemed garish, like masks that refused to come off. News spread fast. A child had gone missing after the show, but the circus spokesman said they'd asterisk never heard the name star. They smiled for reporters, promising cooperation. Behind them, workers quietly dismantled a tent. Ethan watched it all from across the road, camera hanging around his neck. He snapped photos of every truck, every license plate, every performer who walked by. No one seemed to notice the young man with the grease-stained jacket standing in the weeds. That evening, he returned to the garage where he worked. The radio murmured in the background, "Local authorities are asking anyone with information." He tuned it out, printing his photos under a flickering light. Most were ordinary, families, rides, balloons, but in 2 frames, the same white truck appeared behind different tents, parked at impossible angles. Its number plate was covered with tape. Ethan's pulse jumped. He made notes in a spiral pad, timestamps, locations. Then he remembered the sound he'd heard the night before, the muffled thud from inside that truck. He wrote one word beneath the photo, asterisk asterisk why. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk asterisk. Music rises. Slow bass drone. Asterisk asterisk. The next afternoon, he drove out to the fairgrounds. The circus was packing up, preparing to leave town. He parked far away and watched through binoculars. Children chased each other in the distance while workers coiled ropes and loaded crates. Every few minutes, someone glanced toward the road, as if expecting to be followed. He spotted the clown from last night, the one with the fixed smile, now without makeup. The man's face looked ordinary, even tired. But when their eyes met, Ethan felt a chill crawl down his spine. The man tapped the side of his nose, then turned away. That evening, Ethan went to the sheriff's office. He tried to explain the truck, the curtain, the photographs, but the deputy barely looked up. "Circuses get blamed for everything," he said. "Best you forget it, son." Asterisk asterisk. Door slam and music drops to silence. Asterisk asterisk. But Ethan couldn't. By the time he reached home, dusk was falling. He packed a small bag, flashlight, extra batteries, his camera, and a crowbar he kept for work. He wasn't going to wait for permission. Tonight, he'd find proof. Asterisk asterisk. Soft rain begins a heartbeat under narration. Asterisk asterisk. He parked half a mile from the grounds, walking through tall grass until the circus lights shimmered ahead like a mirage. Only a few tents remained. The big top was dark. Generators hummed low, and shadows moved between trailers. He crouched behind a fence, listening. A voice drifted from the nearest tent. Two men arguing about delivery schedules and passenger manifests. The road out of Ravenswood was narrow, a ribbon of cracked asphalt cutting through endless pine forest. Ethan drove without headlights, trailing the single white truck that had been left behind. Every few seconds, the brake lights flared red in the distance, reflecting off the mist. He stayed 200 yards back. His camera rested on the passenger seat, still recording, a blinking red light in the dark. The rain had stopped, but fog rolled in thick from the river. When the truck finally turned off the highway onto an unmarked dirt path, Ethan followed. Branches scraped across his windshield. The trees swallowed the moonlight. After 10 minutes, the truck slowed to a stop outside an abandoned warehouse, one of those steel-ribbed buildings left from the old rail days. No signs, no lights, only the faint metallic echo of a generator running somewhere inside. Ethan killed his engine. He slipped from the car, crouched behind an overturned barrel, and watched. Two men climbed out of the truck. One unlocked the rear doors. The other lit a cigarette, the ember glowing briefly in the dark. They began unloading boxes, identical to the ones he'd seen at the circus. Each was marked with a stenciled logo, asterisk asterisk C.M Logistics. Asterisk asterisk. Ethan took photos. Asterisk click. Click. Click dot asterisk. The shutter was soft, but the sound carried in the still night. One of the men turned suddenly, scanning the trees. Ethan ducked behind the barrel, holding his breath until the footsteps moved away. He circled wide, slipping through a broken fence toward the back of the warehouse. A door hung open on rusted hinges. Inside, the air smelled of oil and damp concrete. A row of fluorescent lights flickered weakly overhead. Pallets of crates stretched into the shadows. Somewhere deeper inside, voices murmured, low, deliberate, businesslike. Ethan crept closer, pressing himself against the cold metal wall. "We move tomorrow," one man said. "Same route. Next town over. They'll never connect it." A woman's voice replied, "We should burn the tent after loadout. Too many questions already." Her tone was sharp, authoritative, the ringmaster. Ethan recognized it from the show. The cheerful voice that had called the crowds now sounded cold and calculated. Ethan leaned forward, camera ready. Through a narrow gap in the stacked boxes, he saw them. 3 people gathered around a folding table covered in papers and cash. Maps were pinned to the wall, small towns, marked with red dots. Ravenswood was one of them. Dozens more stretched in a long arc across the country. He raised the camera again. A faint beep betrayed him. The woman's head snapped up. "Someone's here," she hissed. Ethan bolted, the sound of boots pounding behind him. He ran between the rows of crates, knocking one over to slow them down. A box hit the floor and burst open. Costumes, fake passports, piles of cash spilling across the concrete till he reached a staircase, climbing 2 steps at a time. On the upper catwalk, he found a narrow office. By dawn, Ravenswood was soaked in fog. Ethan sat in the diner across from the courthouse, stirring a cup of coffee he hadn't touched. On the table lay his camera, wrapped in a towel, its memory card filled with images no one believed in. He'd spent half the night calling numbers, police, newspapers, a local TV station. Most lines rang out. One reporter hung up as soon as he mentioned the circus. Only one call got through. Asterisk asterisk Clara Ridge asterisk asterisk, a freelance journalist known for digging where others wouldn't. She agreed to meet at. When she arrived, Clara looked like someone who hadn't slept in years. Messy bun, camera bag, and eyes that didn't miss much. Ethan slid the photos across the booth. Trucks, maps, The name *C.M logistics. She flipped through them slowly. Where did you get these? She asked. Ethan told her everything. The arguments, the chase, the warehouse. She didn't interrupt once. When he finished, she leaned back, whispering, "You realize what this means? If you're right, this circus is a mobile front. Laundering, smuggling, maybe data, maybe art, maybe worse. Whatever it is, someone high up is paying to keep it quiet." He nodded. "I've already been followed. They erased the warehouse overnight." Clara packed up the photos. "Then we don't go to the police," she said. "We go public." **, city ambience are typing sounds. **, at her small office above a thrift store, computers hummed. Screens showed maps dotted with old circus routes. Each stop matched missing property reports, rare antiques, stolen shipments. No mention of missing kids, just objects that had vanished as quietly as the circus arrived. A different kind of theft, hiding behind balloons and parades. Clara wrote headlines. Ethan cross-checked routes. Hours blurred. Outside, the sky bruised purple with evening. Suddenly, one monitor flickered. An email popped up. No sender, no subject, just a single line. **, stop digging, Ethan. **, the power cut out. The only light came from Clara's phone flashlight trembling in her hand. **, low drone rain begins. **, footsteps echoed on the stairs. Ethan moved to the window, seeing silhouettes in the street. 2 figures, umbrellas held low. He whispered, "They found us." Clara pulled a small hard drive from the computer. "Back in trance," she said. They slipped into the alley, rain drumming on metal bins. A van idled at the corner, white, unmarked. They ran the opposite way, ducking under a fire escape until the van rolled past. **, transition, train passing a new ambience. **, hours later, they sat in the back car of a midnight train headed north. Clara plugged the drive into her laptop, whispering, "I've uploaded everything to a cloud mirror. Even if they catch us, it's already out." Ethan stared at the rain-streaked window. The reflection of the fluorescent car lights warped his face, making him look older, haunted. "Do you think anyone will believe us?" he asked. Clara smiled faintly. "Truth isn't about belief."
The night air in Haverhill was thick with fog, and the neon glow from the circus lights shimmered through it like phantom lanterns. Ethan and Clara crouched behind a line of trucks on the outskirts of the fairground, the memory card in Ethan's pocket burning like a secret in his hand. Every instinct screamed that this was the climax tonight. They either uncovered the truth fully, or the circus would disappear again, leaving nothing but whispers. They approached the main tent, which towered above the other structures, its canvas walls rippling with shadows. From inside came the familiar strains of calliope music, faint, eerie, and impossibly cheerful. Clara adjusted her camera, whispering, "This is it. 1 shot, 1 night. We film setup, get proof of the trucks, the crew, everything." Ethan nodded, though a pit of unease twisted in his stomach. He knew the circus had seen him before. He could almost feel their gaze in the fog. **, soft footsteps, distant laughter, **. Inside, workers moved swiftly, stacking crates and rolling wagons across the floor. The same trucks he'd followed in Ravenswood and the abandoned warehouse were here, lined up neatly outside the service doors. Every move was precise, almost ritualistic. Ethan zoomed his camera on the crates and clipboard. Numbers, dates, and town names scrawled across them, proof that the circus traveled on a schedule. No children in sight. No direct evidence of harm. Just mystery, secrecy, and the unnerving precision of the operation. **, music drops wind whistles through tent flaps, **. Then the ringmaster appeared, tall, elegant, wearing the same crimson tailcoat from the first show Ethan had attended. But this time, without the exaggerated theatrics, just cold, calculating authority. He paused, scanning the floor, and for a moment their eyes met. Ethan froze. The man's smile was courteous, polite, but it carried the weight of someone who knew every secret in the room. He gestured toward a worker. "They're ready for inspection," he said softly. Clara hissed. "Inspection? What does that even mean?" Ethan didn't answer. Instead, he crouched lower, filming everything. Asterisk, asterisk, ambient music rises, heart-pounding strings, asterisk, asterisk. Suddenly, a crate shifted. A worker muttered under his breath, and Ethan caught a glimpse of something sticking out. A notebook filled with tickets, registrations, and receipts. It was the proof they needed. Every town the circus visited, every unusual shipment logged meticulously, every object mysteriously unclaimed. This was how they controlled the narrative, how they stayed untouchable. Ethan whispered to Clara, "This is it. We have everything. Let's go." But the ringmaster's voice stopped them cold. "Going somewhere?" They spun around. He was standing just beyond the row of wagons, hands clasped behind his back. "Curiosity is a dangerous thing," he continued. "You see, the circus is a business. It's like all businesses. We guard our interests.